Riders getting hit with fare hikes while some MTA employees are making a ton of overtime. The MTA's top earner last year made $344,147 in overtime. That's on top of his $117,499 salary, according to the Empire Center Fiscal Watchdog Group. The MTA says paying overtime is more cost effective and that, quote, last year, the MTA began making record levels of investments to repair, maintain, and modernize the entire system. Much of it at night to avoid service disruptions, and fortunately, it is working, with subway on-time performance at 5-year highs and gains across the system as well. Chief Measurement Operator Thomas Caputo, the overtime king, retired this month after 30 years on the job. Let's bring in tonight's A-plus panel. We are joined by immigration attorney Afia Yunus. Good to see you, Afia.
You too, Bill.
And attorney and publisher of the Save Jersey blog, Matt Rooney, back with us. Good to see you, Matt.
Great to be here.
Afia, I'm going to start with you. On one hand, overtime is overtime. If you're really working more than 40 hours or what their standard is, I get it. But the MTA seems to be making excuses here, saying that it's nights and weekends. It seems to me that to push this kind of money onto fare hikes and let the consumers pay for it without any real accounting of how many hours, what their rate is totally irresponsible.
Yeah, and Bill, I read this story and it's just outrageous how much he's making, triple the amount of his base salary in overtime, and nobody even knows really what he does. I think there's a lot of questions that need to be answered by the MTA, and I think the public needs to demand them.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to rock the boat here. I've yet to meet the government employee or official, even though we do have some decent ones, that's earning $344,000 per year and making it worth their while. I mean, look at it this way, Bill. That's the New York governor and the New Jersey governor's salaries combined.
Yeah.
Are we getting that
And then
value
I heard
out of him?
he just retired too, so
Well,
exactly.
living the high life.
The MTA, in their defense, is saying, hey, the trains are starting to run on time now. It's working, our nights and weekend. But again, at what point do fare payers have to look at this and say, I don't understand $1.3 billion in overtime?
Yeah, and the question then becomes, what kind of broken pension and healthcare system is there that it's more cost effective to triple overtime costs than to just hire new employees? Like, why is there such a disparity, and why doesn't it make sense to just hire someone else?
Is that a thing that they do because of their books? They've got a certain amount budgeted, but overtime is emergency, so they're not accountable to that?
I think Afia makes a beautiful point. I think it shows a lack of efficiency. Any company of that size, when you need that much overtime, you're doing something wrong, and maybe now we know why there was a problem to begin with.
All right, thanks, guys.